The third type of dirty trick related to your credit report that we see debt collectors often commit is false credit reporting after you have been sued. And I'm talking specifically about Alabama. After you've been sued in an Alabama court and you win, what we see is that these collectors will continue to report, telling the credit bureaus, which is telling the world, hey, this person still owes me $5,000. Now the reason that that is false, the reason that is illegal, is that if you were sued by that debt collector, normally that means a debt buyer, what we normally call a debt buyer, you were sued for $5,000 and you won. That normally means you do not owe that debt. So even though a judge has signed an order saying you don't owe this debt, now you have this debt collector, this debt buyer telling the world, oh yes you do, you owe me $5,000 and you're not paying it. Now that's a problem, because it's one thing before a debt collector goes to court, but when they sue you, now it's not just they get to say you owe it, they have to prove that you owe it. And they have to prove that they own that debt. And as we've talked about in other videos and on our websites, very, very rarely do we see them even attempt to do this. But whether it's common or not common, they go to court and they lose. That means you do not owe that debt. And so they cannot report that on your credit report. Now when I say they cannot, I mean under the law. They often do. The solution is to either dispute it with the credit bureaus and say, hey, I got sued, I won my case, get this off my credit report, or to just sue the debt buyer, sue the debt collector, and say to him, say to the court, say to the debt buyer, look, this guy sued me, he lost, he knows he lost because he had a lawyer who got a copy of the order saying he lost, and yet he's still putting this false information on my credit report. And what it really shows is a lack of respect to you and a lack of respect towards the court, where that debt buyer chose to come into that court. Maybe it's Jefferson County District Court, Tuscaloosa District Court, Shelby County District Court, Small Claims Court. They come in there and they have their day in court in front of the judge, and the judge rules against them, and in their mind they say, well, you know, I could have won if I wanted to, but I don't know, didn't feel like winning that day. But you still owe this debt. And that's the problem. And we have filed, I can't tell you how many lawsuits over this. And the lawyers come into the judges in federal court and they say, well, I mean, yeah, we kind of sort of lost in small claims court, but that's not real. And this person still owes the debt. And the federal judges say, look, you chose that court, you lost, that issue is done. It's decided. There's no argument later that, well, the person kind of really sort of owes the debt. They don't owe the debt. And so now it's a matter of, why did you put false information on this Alabama Consumer's Credit Report? And that's what they have to answer for in a lawsuit. So I hope this has been helpful to you. In our next two videos, we'll cover the last of the 5 more common dirty tricks related to your credit report. If you live in Alabama and have any questions and want to chat with us, just pick up the phone, give us a call, 205-879-2447. Thank you very much.